Hey everybody, welcome to episode 9's creator commentary track. How are you everybody? Let's introduce ourselves.
I'm Simon. I am the guy who works on this show.
I'm Steph. I'm the head writer.
My name is Adam Christie. I am, how you say, ripped on coke right now?
Yep, that's
There
it.
it is.
Ripped on coke.
Ripped on coke.
I'm in a bathtub. I come to you live from a bathtub, and I play Guy Sadecki.
Nice. And I am also Mike Fly, as I have been for 8 videos previous to this. Okay, here we go. This is episode 9 of Versus Valerie.
Ba-da-da, ba-da-da.
This was shot in Guelph.
It was. This was their kind of like star zone. As you can see, Michael Bain, their autographs area. Michael Bain's desk was there. Mark Muir actually had an autograph desk as well. That was exciting.
Oh, yeah.
And Nicholas Brendan,
Oh, yes.
our good friend, Nicholas Brendan.
Can I tell you guys that I'm playing Mass Effect 2 for the first time right now?
Uh-huh.
And I cannot pick, because you know, you can pick like a mean thing to say, or you can pick a nice thing
Yeah,
to say.
good or evil. Yeah.
I always pick the nice thing to say, because whenever Mark Muir says something mean, I'm like, that would never happen.
It's strange. He always whenever he plays a video game through for the first time, he mentioned to me that he always takes the evil choice.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so just when you in the background of this shot right here on the bottom right-hand corner, the reverse on Hannah, you can actually see Steph and Adam's top of head sitting on the ground.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There's
yeah.
Steph and Adam.
Just relaxing.
Just chilling out.
I wrote that.
Just sitting down,
Don't believe
ruining a
his
shot.
I remember this was a very fun time. We all had hotel rooms.
Yeah, we were there for a whole weekend in Guelph. That was really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, they actually treated us really well, I think.
Is that you shopping in the background there, Steph? I think
It is! then I got up and looked through some comic books. I actually remember I bought a collection of Tony Millionaire art that day.
Oh, I remember that.
That's Thomas. He's the founder of GenreCon.
Yeah, he definitely runs it. He also did a series called Mind's Eye. This shot right here is pretty cool. We built like a low-end Snorri cam rig, that's what they're called, to get this shot. It was actually strapped to Adam, and this shot and all the other shots were actually done in reverse. So it was him going backwards down an escalator.
Walking backwards.
Yeah, and how was that walking through con for that?
I hit 2 people
Oh, nice.
who were very upset.
This was shot at the Metro Toronto Convention Center, yes?
Yes, during Fan Expo in the spring, where they had the entire cast of TNG, which you can see the booth for tickets behind Kevin Bedell up there.
And they say you're not supposed to take pictures of them, but I for sure took pictures of them on my phone from a distance. All of them.
There was definitely a moment too when I remember Kaya, while we were shooting our pickup shots at Fan Expo, because we shot most of the episode at GenreCon in Guelph, but then we shot it in Fan Expo for a couple things to tie the whole show together. I remember Kaya like leaning over and going like, "Oh my God, that's Patrick Stewart!"
Oh, yes.
Yeah, she was so excited.
Didn't he come out of the bathroom at one point and everybody applauded?
That's what happens all the time. I think that's just his phone. His phone knows when he's coming out of a bathroom and claps for him.
For this scene, we had a lot of food on the table that had been sitting there for a long time.
Yeah. Whenever you see food on the table in anything, in any scene, it's usually not edible.
If you went to a pizza place that served the type of pizza that was on Versus Valerie, you'd never go to that pizza place again.
Oh no, it would definitely be a deal breaker for sure.
Yeah.
But you did really good acting pretending like it was hot.
Yeah.
Okay, so those track pants were Steph's idea a long time ago. And so I remember Simon and I being like, these track pants are dumb, this is a dumb idea. And then we kept rolling, we kept it in scripts, and then finally when we saw Adam rip them off on set, we were like, oh no, this was a genius idea.
Yeah.
There's nothing funnier than tearaway pants.
Absolutely. You've proven it now for me forever.
That's my phone there. You see Mark holding my phone. It's subs for Mark's phone and Val's phone. And I think Mike's phone subs for
Val's phone.
Guy's
Or
phone.
Guy's phone, that's right, yeah.
Like pretty much every phone in this is either yours or mine.
Yeah.
That punch was pretty fun to shoot. We shot that a couple times. That was definitely exciting. Did you
Yeah.
ever make contact?
No.
Oh,
No.
I had a lot of fun shooting those Kevin Vidal things. Mike was off with our cameraman for that day, shooting stuff with you and Hannah, and I just got to roam the floor with Kevin, and it was so much fun. I'm just like, just be happy, man. Just be happy. Just give high fives, and just be happy. And you love everybody here.
Can I mention that, Steph? I love the "Who Wants to Be a Millionaire" line.
Wait, what was that?
Where a guy says, "Is that your final answer?"
Right. Well, I think Who Wants to Be a Millionaire at this point is part of the zeitgeist.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a part of us all, really.
Yeah. It's funny when Mark tells me that I am the weakest link.
And then he says goodbye.
Yeah.
This was an interesting episode to shoot too, because we were constantly flipping the scripts back and forth until finally, I think we actually went and I reordered the script in chronological order.
Yeah.
Because it was too hard to keep track of where everybody was if you read the script in regular, in how it was written for going backwards in this memento style.
It's kind of necessary. You have to make sure it functions both forwards and backwards at the same time. So that it makes sense when somebody watches it more than once.
Yes, and also for the actors. I mean, did you find it difficult to figure out where you were in the script at all?
I guess not really, because we were in Guelph at first.
Yes. So it was pretty straightforward and pretty easy to keep track of like where you were emotionally in the scene.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, I thought it was, because I think in the script didn't we have it playing in? Yeah, we had to reverse, right?
Yeah, we had to reverse it because it was just too hard to it was too hard to keep track.
All these parts with Kevin were an ad later on, which I'm really glad that it was Mike's idea to add those in, and I'm really glad we did, because otherwise the episode would be really, really heavy.
Yeah.
It's a pretty sad episode.
Yes, and GenreCon is awesome, but as with cons in all smaller cities, there's only 2,000, 2,500 people that kind of go through the con. So we didn't really capture that big con experience. So it was nice to be able to get two birds with one stone by going to Fan Expo, which has like 100,000 people at it.
Yeah.
So we could cut those moments into these moments where you see the kind of like little calmer pockets of the con, but then you still get a sense of the scope of what it's like to go to a big con.
We actually made a bigger con than both of them.
By combining the two.
By combining them.
Yeah, and it was really cool that we had, because we wanted to do this backwards episode, we wanted to have lots of details that you could follow that went backwards. Like, we tried to do something with that cup that Guy is holding, that's showing the level of the cup, going back up as he was drinking, and little tricks like that. The Sam Feldman's character getting progressively healthier, even though he starts off really sick.
Yeah.
And I don't know if everybody noticed it too, in the beginning scenes you can actually see him sitting at the table behind the doctor when the doctor's got pizza. Like he's actually, the doctor's been nursing him this whole time kind of thing, which is pretty fun.
Also, you notice there's not a lot of windows in this episode, which is a comment on the Kennedy assassination.
Yes.
Exactly. It was all a hoax. Kennedy is still alive, living in Cuba.
This Cards of Destiny, of course, we had to do because we couldn't use Magic the Gathering. So we tried to make it as close to Magic as possible, but without actually infringing on copyright. And I do think this is probably the most exciting Magic match that has ever been shot.
Probably.
I actually want us to make a Cards of Destiny set, but they're all like really normal, like the plumber. Like you can lay down like broken pipes. I lay down broken pipes, and only the plumber can fix the broken pipes. So if the other guy's got plumber, then you're screwed, and you got to counter the plumber with fire.
And half of the cards are plumbers. Cards of plumbing.
My roommate Sean Tavares is a huge Magic fan,
Really?
like massive Magic nerd. So these are all his cards that we're using, and he was a consultant for us when it came to like making sure that we demonstrated it all properly. Because of course I played when I was a kid, but I'm not up to it anymore. So I had to go and remind myself of all the rules. We played many test Magic matches, which he mercilessly destroyed me.
I played for the first time last week.
And?
Magic. I got the grasp of it,
Yeah.
but I was like, because it was the Xbox version, Xbox Gold gives you a free game every half month,
Yeah.
so this one was Magic the Gathering. and I was like, maybe I'm gonna get really into Magic the Gathering. And I didn't, because I was like, this is too big for me.
Are you playing online?
There's a lot of strategy
No.
involved, eh?
I was just playing
It's-
with computers.
It's strategy, and it's also about knowing the cards, right? And because we always talk about Val having guys. I think Guy's a blue or a black-red deck, and Val's a green-blue deck. So Val's the spellcaster, Lifebringer, and then Guy is of course the destructive magic and necromancy magic. But every deck, every color has so many different kinds of cards that it's just, if you don't play regularly and a lot, it's really hard to become an elite Magic player. You need years of experience to get familiar enough with all the cards to get really good at it.
It's kind of like Tiger Woods with golf.
Yeah, except Magic.
It takes 10,000 hours.
Look, Simon and Steph are playing video games in this.
I actually was playing. I was doing pretty good. I was kicking some butt.
I think I was just acting. I don't even think my controller was plugged in and doing anything at all.
This might be the first time in film history that people aren't shaking a controller while playing video games.
And you can see in this shot here, the guy with the ponytail and the sunglasses right in the background here, that's Dan Parkinson. He was our, I believe at this point, our gaffer at this point. Or our key grip. Needless to say, he was fun to hang out with in Guelph. We all went out for dinner, and he had some excellent stories. He's a good guy. And there's Sam eating some pizza, getting all sick.
And you might be wondering, how does he get all this pizza? Why is he eating so much pizza? Oh, you'll find out at the end of the episode, which is really the beginning.
Ooh.
You're really proud of yourself.
This is actually the first scene that we shot of the episode. I remember that because we had to find the platform that we were going to shoot on. It was kind of far away from everyone.
Oh, right.
Lighting was a bitch in there too because it was so big and we had a limited amount of lights for that size of that room.
That's true. And Brett Blackwell, when we do a rough cut, we don't do any color correction. So for us, it always looks like the worst that the footage can look.
Yeah.
So when we were looking at the episode, I was like, oh man, is this going to look good at all? And then we got the color correction back from Brett and look at it, man. It looks amazing. The skin tones pop, everything looks nice and warm and it's consistent throughout the whole episode. He really did an excellent job on this.
Hats off, Brett.
Thanks, Brett.
Thanks, Brett.
Thanks, Brett.
All he put was a sepia skin on it.
It really calls for some sepia tone. I think the 1920s setting.
Yeah.
We shot this episode with two Canon 5D Mark IIs. Actually, I think there was a third one too in the mix at one point because those cameras are so much smaller.
Well, you had mine.
The T3i.
The T3i.
And it was because those cameras are so much more nimble in this type of shooting environment than the Red was. The Red was great to work with, but for this, the data management would have just been too difficult. So I think it was kind of nice to keep a fairly low profile considering what we were doing in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Holiday Inn let us run amok, essentially.
This is also the only episode that we did ADR for.
Yeah, I was just about to say that you can, if you look closely, you can kind of tell that some of the lines are ADR, but I think it worked out.
Yeah, I think...
See, this is all ADR.
Yes, it was, because we only had one mic between you and Kat, and so we had to do both of your lines. And I think that S on your chest kept rubbing against the microphone.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, it caused a lot of problems.
Were people asking you who you were all day? Or could they tell who you were, but they couldn't tell who Kat was supposed to be?
One person was really excited that I was Jughead. They were like, this is my favorite costume, and I was like, there's no way that's true.
Dude, it literally cost $5 to put this thing together.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I had to find tearaway pants in Adam's size.
But it was
Those aren't your tearaway pants?
those ain't my tearaway.
Really?
But it was funny because we were filming this, I didn't feel like I was at a Comic-Con or anything. I felt like I was at filming a thing.
Shoot, yeah.
So I'd be walking around, but as Jughead, and people would be looking at me and calling me Jughead, and I'd be like, constantly oh yeah, I'm dressed up as Jughead.
It's not that I'm still in character.
Yeah.
So, something cool about this, Davin Langell, our VFX guy, actually, he did the Comic-Con lettering over top of the Metro Toronto Convention Center that you can see there. And the building behind Adam is actually all yellow insulation at this point. So, Davin had to go in and do all of the the like color correction up in the top right corner, all those things where you can see the logo where it's half constructed, and he had to make it gray so that it didn't stand out and look as ugly as it did.
There's the lettering.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did a great job with that.
And this is also winter. That's why everybody is. It's the spring where it's cold. That's why everybody's wearing jackets.
Except for us.
Yeah, you mentioned that in the cast commentary. You're like, I wonder if anybody's going to notice that everybody else in all exterior shots are wearing parkas.
Yeah. And actually, I was very sick this day, and very worried that I was going to get more sick because it was so cold.
There actually there's a scene in episode 11 too where Hannah's wearing like next to nothing, getting water poured on her.
Oh yeah.
And that was like February, I think.
It was, but luckily it was right outside our house, or my house, which is the house that we shoot all of like Val's vlogs in. So she was able to like essentially.
Let's talk about that in 2 episodes.
Oh, that's a good point. Good call. Good call. Ding, ding, ding. Simon Fraser.
And your house is also the house where Antichrist was filmed.
Yes, it was. Although,
Antichrist the rapper?
No. My it was a Swede version, a Sweded version of Antichrist. The film. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, why don't we say goodbye to Adam and then move on to episode 11?
Thanks,
Bye, Adam.
Hi, Adam. Thanks, Adam. Adam, by the way, I don't think he even said this, but Adam wrote that episode as a lost episode
Yeah.
initially. But then because of the time of year we had to shoot it, it didn't make sense to shoot it on the Toronto Island, which we were going to do. So we had to change the setting to a Comic-Con. And then it didn't make sense to really do Lost anymore since we weren't on an island.
Yeah.
So we just basically moved the scenes around into backwards order and had to rewrite them so that they were at a Comic-Con.
I still think that they wouldn't have let us onto the island to shoot.
Well, we'll never know
really
now.
particular about what goes on there.
We would have dressed like trees, so anytime the cops came by, we would stand really still and they'd think we were just
We'd
trees.
just be camouflaged. But then watching the episode...
Why, what's all this whispering in the trees? It's a Lost episode.
And I do believe that one of the sequences we had was in I believe the teaser was somebody farting the smoke monster from Lost.
It's true. I had to watch all of Lost.
You had to?
I had to.
Did you
to
finish it?
prepare. I did. I did finish it.
And what'd you
And
think?
I didn't mind the end.
Okay.
A lot of questions weren't answered, true, but they could have never answered every single thing they set up, and it was still very fun
Like,
to
what
watch.
were they doing to the polar bears?
Yeah.
The one thing that never got answered.
Why was there also a horse sometimes? There was a horse that
There was a
Kate,
horse?
Yeah, Kate would see a horse.
Oh, yeah!
Did they not? I thought they were just explained it by they were doing experiments on animals.
Yeah, but what? What? Why polar
Yeah.
bears?
I can't remember.
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
There were a lot of questions in the end, but the fact of the matter is that Sawyer is very good looking and has a very nice chest.
Yeah.
Touche.
There it is.
I still think he would have made an excellent new Superman as well.
True.
Josh
Sawyer?
Holloway?
Yeah. I
As
think
Superman?
I think so, because he's got the chin for it, and he's got the body and that kind of like that struggling rogue side that
But
you
he's
could
like
play
dirty
against type
blonde.
with. Well, they have
They
this
can
new thing called
dye.
hair dye.
Hair dye?
Yeah.
He would look ridiculous with black hair.
Yeah, maybe.
I thought Cavill was
doesn't
amazing.
necessarily
I thought he
need
was
to be
great.
black hair. It could be a dark chestnut brown. is all
Oh,
I'm saying.
okay. Okay.
It's true, you don't see him in enough. He was very good on Lost.
He was in Mission Impossible 4.
I think he also
He
made
got killed in the first 2 minutes, but
I think he was in a cameo on Miami Vice, the new one.
Let's
Ooh.
all watch that.
Let's do a commentary for Miami Vice, episode 1.
Awesome. Okay, well, we'll see you guys all for episode 11. Bye.
see you in episode 11.
Bye.
Bye, you fart heads.
Bye.